Alright guys, I'm back on the snowmobiles today. This is the Polaris Colt 340, and I have this one running. I took it apart because it was frozen. So what I'm going to do today, the very first thing I'm going to do is I've got a brand new bearing here. And I'm going to start by getting this guy on. These are kind of a pain to get on. So we're going to get the bearing down there, put on. From there, what I'm going to do, I got the stator and all this apart. The reason for that is I spent, as most of you know, all winter trying to get the other Colt started. So I stole parts from this, like the carbs and the stator, just trying to diagnose the other one. So now it's time to put all this back together, get the carbs back in, and get this bearing on, and then concentrate on the other side.
Whoa.
The brakes is what were frozen on this. So I got all the parts cleaned, I believe. We're gonna get that all put back together, the brake side of the things. Other than that, I'm not doing in-depth anything on this. This one is dirty, rusty. We're gonna leave it like that. I'm not gonna take the time like I did on the other guy and strip it down. Not this season anyway. All right. So I got this cleaned out a little bit. I wished I would have ordered new brake pads. I'll show you the one that actually came out of this sled. You can see all that rust on there from the disc brake. And this is why this thing was locked up. Better than it being the cylinder. So we got it all cleaned out. I'm using these old pads, which came off the old Polaris, because I was bright enough to order new brake pads for that one. And at some point I'll replace them, but I just don't want to put any more money into them. Maybe if I got a season use out of them. So I'll go ahead and get this installed, and then I'll show you where I'm at. I just wanted to give you guys a little look at this disc brake. I don't know, it probably doesn't show up, but you can see right where that brake pad was sitting. This is heavily pitted. I have actually, it doesn't probably look like it, I've actually sanded this with sandpaper. I'm gonna have to order a new one, but for now, you can see on the backside where they were sitting for periods of time. So I will order one of these. For now, I'm gonna put it back together using this one. So this plate, which is a retainer for that bearing, when I took it apart, there was only one screw in there, bolt more like, but I can't find these. So I went to the hardware store, got these. These are a 1024, which is the thread size that I need. I don't like them because they're the Allen heads, and I just know when I go to take those out, they're gonna round off and I ain't getting them out, but that's all I can find in this small little town. And this retainer is pretty bent. I'm gonna try to do some straightening on it, and we'll see how it turns out. So after fighting this for some time, finally got that bolted in. Got the little disc brake sitting in there. Kind of wished I had this bearing, but I don't. I mean, it's not totally bad. It's just making a little sound. Give it some WD-40. I'm sure that don't do nothing for it. But I'll sleep better tonight knowing that I just did that. All right, let's get this on. So I do have a slight problem. There is a pin that goes in that channel way and that channel way. And since this thing has sat in a shop all winter with parts getting kicked all over. Oh, did we get lucky? That sure looks like it to me. I don't know why my phone's not focusing, guys, but there's our missing pin. All right. So guys, when you're putting that disc brake in there, one thing I've learned, because I keep fighting I'm trying to get the disc brake on, and this brake shoe here keeps just falling out, falling out. So I put a little, just a bit of silicone, RVT, or anything really. And just put that right in there like that. And she won't fall out on you every second. So now we're going to go ahead and put that disc brake and the disc brake housing on. So I got this lined up. For those of you who are in the know, I'm sure you can appreciate, there's 5 of these, and I'm sure you can appreciate the tender loving care that it takes to get the bottom 2 with a wrench painstakingly and tighten those. They are not easy to reach. So I'm probably going to fumble with that for the next 45 minutes, which I won't film. Guys, so I'm an idiot. I found a much better way to do this. Since the clutch has movement, it's not like a vehicle where the clutch gets pinched. So you can put this on after the fact. It makes it really easy to get to these bolts. Reason I had to take it off is I went to attach this to the little, that's for the disc brake. The little bleeder, not bleeder, but there's like an elbow here that threaded into here, and then this threaded onto the bottom, and it was cracked. So I had to take that back off to get the broken part. When I tried to screw it out, it just ended up breaking. And I won't get that till tomorrow morning. So we're gonna go ahead, get this bolted back on. Go ahead, get the carbs in, the spark plugs, the stator, pull start, muffler, all that kind of stuff. We can go ahead and put the chain case, all that kind of stuff in there. And then I did buy, depends if I'm feeling up to it, but I got new bushings for the front skis. I only got them because on the other Polaris they were absolutely worn out and there's a lot of play. So since these are high performance machines, I thought we need some steering. So we might get around to that. But other problems right now, so I'm just going to continue on here on this sled. So just when you think that you got a plan, you're out of the woods. This damn bolt, yeah, there's the top of it. Now remind you, I can't even use my right arm for anything. So I'm tightening it with a very small wrench with one hand, and that pops off. Unreal, guys. Unreal. I don't know if I'm going to worry about it or not. I really don't feel like drilling that and getting a... I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. But this sled, both of these sleds, has just been one thing after the next. So, I don't know. It might be possible I can undo all these and grab that with a pair of vice grips. If it's that easy, I might do it. Any more complicated, I'm going to leave it. So I got that bolt out. And I do have two more. Just means I'll be a bolt short somewhere. But luckily that was in a place where I could take a plate off and get that out. Moving on. And you can rest assured that I'm not even going to really tighten these up at all. Alright guys, I got my new gasket in here. I'm not getting very far because this sled is fighting me every bit of the way. It took me forever. You think that this gear would just nicely line up on there, and it's almost as though it wasn't even made to fit that. It is bizarre, guys. I do not know. Might loosen that chain up a bit. But it literally, guys, every step of the way is fighting me. I'm going to loosen that chain, just give it a little bit more so it's just not quite so tight, and then put this cover on, get onto something else. So I'm just waiting on my brake part that goes back in here, which I'll get tomorrow morning. We'll put that on. And at that time, we can reassemble the brake stuff up here, bleed the line, using our bleeder valve right there. So this side for today is done. I'm going to try to get to this side. I don't know why I have this unhooked. I don't know why. We'll hook that back up to the fuel pump. We're going to work on getting the stator back on, carbs back in, and get this side all back complete. We did get our bearing in. I'll check those, make sure I got them tight enough, hopefully without breaking it. And I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to change those ski, I can't think of the word, those plastic things. Might leave that for another day. That's it, guys, for today on this thing. I had to make 3 trips, I think, for bolts. Polaris Colt 340. So I cannot believe it, guys, today. This thing fought me every single step of the way. So she's not done. Wouldn't matter if she was. I can't pull start her, so... Oh, and I gotta find something to replace that. That's broken to hold the pull start. Yeah, that kind of works. So what's going to come next is the brake system, but we're waiting on that one part. So the brake system will come next, and what is it? That might be it, guys. Like I said, I might change out those bushings on the front skis just because I bought them. And I mean, they're pretty wobbly. So I probably will do that, but prior to all that, I mean, the whole goal of getting these things done is I want to get them out of this shop, outside, so I can clean this place. She is a mess. Just junk, filth everywhere. I did today in the mail receive everything I need, not everything, most of what I need for this tractor. So once I can get the shop clean, we're going to start working on this tractor. I still have to order myself one of those diesel injector testers and setters, whatever you want to call them. I got to get one of those. Once I can get this thing up and running well, then I'll drop the coin for a new radiator. But until I can get it running well, you can see all that. Until I can get it running well, I don't want to drop the $300 and some that they want for a radiator. So that'll be next, guys. This tractor, that's the next thing. Then once I can get the tractor out of here, I hope to be able to clean this out and get the 69 Charger in here and start on that. And that'll be a big project. But that's what this is all about, getting stuff out of the way. I finally got both this snowmobile and this one here, the 250. I finally got them both to start. Can't believe it. And eventually, maybe this summer, I don't know, we'll get back on my custom sled. I got to mount the motor next on it. And then after mounting the motor, I might have to do some cutting, widening, lengthening, I don't know, on the hood. Also the metal belly pan. But I don't know what I need until I get the motor mounted. So that'll be next. And that's probably going to do it for this video. I'll wrap this video up. It's been a day of pure hell on none other than that guy there. Broken bolts, breaking parts, gears not fitting over where they should. Nothing but a headache. Alright, guys.